Yo, what's up, man? Welcome to another episode of Foreign Insight. You're here with today with your host, Dance Maddox, and today we got a special guest here, man. Listen, first of all, before I even let her, you nervous? She's nervous. This is the Empress Cece. Y'all see her on Instagram. Y'all see the her classes she got on Instagram. Matter of fact, go ahead, tell them who you are.
Hi guys, I am nervous. I'm Empress Cece. I am an international dancer. I would say dance instructor. Some people say fitness. Fitness is dance. So I've toured with a lot of artists, videos. I do classes all over the world. I'm almost at 1 million subscribers on YouTube.
I'm trying to get.
I have Instagram, Facebook. I have TikTok now, but not really into it. But that is me, pretty much, in a whole. So, Maddox has me here.
Yeah, listen, man. First of all, Cece, let's get straight into it, Cece. Hold on, before I get into that, I got to do a quick little break. First of all, people out there, I'm hungry. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, man. I want 1 million subs too, man. Please subscribe to us. We are hungry on this platform, man. I got to pay my photographer and my videographer. I got to pay them, man. We broke up here. With that being said, Cece, all right, thank you for coming here today.
No problem. I've known you for a long time. That's why I'm here.
Oh, word?
Yes. That's why I'm here. I was like, it's my guy. Because
I appreciate
zeros,
Yeah, ground zero, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, okay.
So let me ask you a question, right? How does it feel as a black woman in America working in the industry you're working in? Tell me some of the experiences you go through or the mishaps that you go through dealing with the average day consumer or customer.
It's so broad, but it's so many levels to it. It's not. It could be easy, but it's not easy. Remember, we are in America, and coming from a Caribbean background is totally different as well. And you could be black, and then it breaks down to you being Caribbean, or again, you could be Mexican, or however you want to be, and it gets more difficult because I dance a certain way. You know me for dancing a certain way, but I dance various ways. Throughout the years, it becomes more difficult because you have new followers, you have old followers, you have people that know you from school, you have people that know you from work, and the more intricate it gets, the more biased people get. Times change, generations change. I'm not as young as the other dancers. They may think because I look like a little girl, but at the same time, I'm older, so I've experienced different years, different generations, different types of dancing, and how I dance. In Black America in general, they're gonna say, oh, this is too sexy, right? Mm-hmm. But then we watch a belly dancer, and then we say it's not sexy because of their skin color, even though belly dancing comes from Egypt and is African. So people don't know their history, and people don't know their culture, and they automatically judge. And that's what happens in America in general, because we judge our own people, because we don't know our background or our history. Any type of dance that I do, again, I'm example, twerking, right? Twerking to me, and I don't use the word twerking because twerking is pretty much movement that most women do naturally from their back, their butt, their legs. We're just popping our backs, right? Most people think we're popping our butts, but then you see Asian ladies do it. And it's fine.
They got the backy out.
Right.
They got the back out, no butt moving.
But they have the shirts or whatever shorts or whatever it's accentuated, but it's fine. You have a white girl that does it of lighter skin, it's fine. But if I do it, I won't get 1 million views. I will only get 200,000.
So why do you think that's such?
Because systematically, that's how America is, right? We are a minority in America. We're not a minority in the world. We are the majority in the world. So any person of color in America is a threat.
So all right, in your field of work, do you come across other black females that try to take your shine on a daily basis?
That's entertainment in general. I mean, in business in general, that's what we do. It's competition, right? That's kind of what drives some people.
I was going to say that. I was going to say you should be actually happy that's happening because it makes you better.
Yeah.
It's competition.
Remember, this fight or flight. So you have people that will disappear. And then you have some people that will step their game up because it's motivation. You get discouraged. I get discouraged all the time because time changed. So like TikTok and things like that. So we come from an element where dancing was dancing, right? At the end of the day. So people can say, oh, why not TikTok? But I do 1,000 other things. And
That's a fact.
And then you have girls that only do one thing and they're like, oh, she's a good dancer. So I could get discouraged by that because again, they are younger. They are up with the times with social media. I'm not. And I don't care to be because I didn't come from that time. I came to being outside, for real, in parties, sweating. But they say, like, you know, there's people that make that blueprint. We made that blueprint, and it's a little different for me. I feel some type of way sometimes. But again, I never paid attention to other people, so it doesn't matter to me. But it's definitely biasness. It could be biasness how I look, biasness about my hair, biasness because where she comes from. It's always going to be biasness, and there's always discouragement. But I also don't give a fuck. So
you can't. Real talk. I always tell this to a lot of my black business people. You can't give a fuck because no one gives a fuck.
No, it depends on what I'm giving a fuck for. When it comes to social media, I don't give a fuck. Understand that? So that's what I'm saying. So I don't.
That's what I'm saying.
No, I don't.
Even in the business field, like for example, if you trying to go get your bag or go to the next level, you can't give a fuck what nobody else say. Only if the other person is trying to step on your toes. So you can't give a fuck what they thinking about it.
Right.
You got to make sure that you do what you got to do to get to the next level.
Right.
A lot of people get discouraged and start really thinking about
what that person is doing. Yeah, I know. And then they lose their authenticity.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. People are losing their authenticity or not even showing their authenticity because they're looking at someone else. And I think because everybody's supposed to be an individual. That's why I do private lessons. So when I do my private lessons, which is better for me, I feel like it's connection with me because I talk to someone and how they dance. I'm not trying to change how you dance. I'm trying to enhance how you dance. I'm trying to enhance your confidence and say, this is your unique style. Keep it. You may not move a certain way because you're not in sync a certain way, but don't change what you have because that's what makes you.
But do you feel that in your classes, the students might get a little intimidated by you?
Of course. I hear it. I never paid attention to it. But people would tell me, the reason why I didn't come to your class, because I'm intimidated or because of this or is what they see, you know, how it makes the class look. But then when they get to the class, it's a whole different story, right? And what they see on social, again, it's perception, right? We all perceive a certain thing when we look at what you dress in, what you drive in, and then you could be having the shittiest lifestyle. So the classes, like I said, people will look and say, oh, I'm only doing this, and then they get there like, oh shit, that's a workout.
They doing what?
And then they get there and they're like, that's a workout. We actually doing cardio. We doing calisthenics. Like, it's so much other things, and it's so live, and I keep it authentic because everybody's different ages. I don't have young girls. I have actual professionals in there. I have people that are real estate agents, nurses, doctors. It's a different crowd.
You know what else? Tell you a secret. It was a girl that I used to have a little flingy with a couple years ago. And when I looked on your page, I'm like, that girl got a fat. Hold on, I know her. I'm like, yo, next time, Gadget. Next time. I didn't want to comment, DM her. I'm like, you know what? She's a customer. She's working. But it was a girl I used to literally mess with. This years ago.
Yeah.
My bad. Finish your point.
Yeah. No, I don't even know what point was.
All right. So another question I want to ask you, right? You've been traveling the world, actually, right? Do you feel the support is greater in a different country versus your own hometown, U.S.?
I can't say U.S. You gotta say New York. Because
no, I'm going to the next.
Yeah.
I go with America first.
Okay, so in America, I actually get a lot of love in America. I'm not gonna say I don't get a lot of love. That would have to be broken down to the actual states because the United States is not united, so it's totally different in each state. It's totally different in each.
I like that one.
It's not.
I like that one.
It's totally different in each state.
So I'm gonna change it then. So do you think you get more support in the other states than your hometown, New York?
Of course.
Explain.
Any artist, and I'm gonna say in all fields, would know that, especially if you were coming up in whatever, area or environment you were in. Not saying it should be like that, but again, people see you grow. And when people are seeing you from the beginning grow, and then you start to elevate to new levels, of course envy is gonna come in, of course, jealousy is gonna come in. So things do come in. That's a natural thing. Again, in anything you do. And you have people that are gonna support you and be there, and then you're gonna have those people that be like, oh shit, I don't like her. Or they start to act away when you're not acting away. You could be acting the same way, but because they think you're at this plateau, they think that you are acting or thinking the way they trying to predict what you're supposed to be thinking for you, and it's never been that way. New York shows some love depending on the dynamics of what it is. When it comes to my classes, New York shows love. Right. When it comes to me hosting events and being parties, there's hate, right? And I'm not talking about only in a specific scene. I'm talking about in all scenes.
That's sad, though.
It is sad.
But it's expected.
It's expected. You got to have thick skin. A lot of girls don't have thick skin. A lot of girls go in and want to, how should I say this?
Say it.
A lot of girls want to be leeches. A lot of guys, too. They become leeches. They just want to, they don't have any morals. They don't have any principles, and they don't stick to them. If they say something, they don't stick to what they're saying. So they double back on what they're saying, and then it makes everybody else look foolish. Like, example, I'm not going to say names, but I was doing a class. This girl is actually popular as well, and this was years ago. And you go on social media, on live, at that time when social media was really, like Instagram was really king, so people were paying attention to lives, and you say something about something I'm connected to, bash it, right? You bash it, this, that, and the other. No, I'm connected to it, fine. We don't have a problem, I'm just connected to it. But then 2 years later or 3 years later, you go back and you start dealing with the person you were bashing after they were disrespecting all dancers.
I know. I think I know who you're talking about too.
So you can't do that. As a
Ooh.
female, you should be standing your ground, because males will respect it. People will respect it, and people will start earning money because of that. Dancers will take free bookings, not saying, but at the same time, you're supposed to say, pay for my transportation. Something is supposed to be an incentive.
Pay for my hotel.
And I've always been like that. You're not gonna have me come outside to sweat and do this, and you're not offering anything, especially coming up. You still supposed to be offered something. You're still supposed to be offered something, and I think they come out, let me get a bottle of Henny. But what is that doing for you? Are you getting home? But y'all hitching rides and this, that, and the other. Is he Uber back and forth? Like, I don't want to have sex with you to be dancing.
Yeah, all right, hold on. So, and I know, I'm going to put it out there. Fuck it. Have you ever had promoters say, listen, come to the party, and then instead of you offering you money, they try to offer you penis?
No. No one has done that to me, because I automatically, you know what's so funny?
I hear these stories about a lot of women. I'm like, why they do offering penis? Didn't work, and the girls are accepting it.
Not to me.
What's going to lower the value of the next woman behind you?
Yeah, of course. No, it definitely lowers the value, but it's just not me. I guess I've always had that demeanor, like, that's not me. So I don't know who you're going to use that on. I'm not interested. I've always been not interested. And you have to come like that. Even if you are interested in a person, what your craft is what your craft is. DJs don't come in. I'm going to talk about the DJs that actually get paid. They don't come in and saying, oh, because I'm sleeping with this girl, I'm doing a person party for free. They want some money.
That's a fact.
What? No, so I'm one of the guys. Like I told you, I'm one of the guys. You're not going to sit there and say, oh, what is that doing for me? Are you traveling the world? Are we going out the world together? Because I'm not understanding. That doesn't make any sense. I need money. I got bills. A lot of the young girls don't have those responsibilities, so they're not thinking about that until they get older and say, oh, shit, I need a job, or I need to pay this bill. So you're not thinking about that. But I've always thought about that. Mm-hmm. I think that's the difference, and that's the dynamics. And again, social media makes people think like, oh, I'm under this person's back, so I'm going to get here and get far. Them dudes would diss you straight. Like, with not a blink, they would diss you straight. So girls have to start thinking. I guess they need some mentors. I don't know. I never had a mentor. I've always been around guys. I've only had brothers. But one thing you're not going to do is disrespect, and you're not going to play with my money or my craft. So
in the dance hall, even in the circuit where you perform at, how do you feel about people in general that label that have a sexual label on the women, like they're sexualized by the masses. How do you feel about it? Do you feel like it's the women's fault, or do you feel like it's the person who's viewing you
No,
fault?
I don't think it's anyone's fault. I think that, again, you got to know your history and your culture when it comes to dance. The way, this is going to be different. So when you look at salsa, you think of it as sexy, right? You look at bachata is salsa. You look at bachata, you say merengue. They're all partner dancing, right? But when you look at compa and zouk, which is the same type of movement with different type of style of music, people would say that's too sexual, coming from Black America, not Caribbean America, right? When you look at it from a Caucasian standpoint, where they're looking at it and they're like, ooh, partner dancing, and it's salsa, it's the same fucking thing. It's the same thing, just different styles of music. One's slower, one's a little faster.
I never thought about it that way.
Yeah, because people don't look at it that way. When you watch Afro beats, which is dancehall is raunchier, but Afro beats is safer. So I say that as is edited, right? Because dancehall is fun at the end of the day. And the moves that Afro beats derive from, because Afro beats is a newer type of popper, younger generation of traditional African music. Dancehall been doing that. We've been doing that.
Bogle actually mentioned that in one of the interviews.
I don't know.
Look at that. So you're right. Bogle actually mentioned that.
Oh, okay. Well, then.
Yeah.
Okay.
He actually mentioned that like the dancehall art, and he was like, is inspired by.
But people have to understand that our origins come from musically wise. It comes from Africa. When you listen to salsa, when you listen to merengue, if you listen to bachata, when you listen to zouk, you're listening to different parts of Africa. If I listen to music from Congo, it literally has whining in it. But it's safer. And when I say safer, it's more edited because it's not as raunchy as dancehall. Dancehall talks about everything. It has different music, it has different rhythm, it has different instruments. Caribbean people in general, because they have Asian influence, they have South American influence, they have the Aborigine influence, we're gonna have a blend of everything. So when people say, oh, this is not this and that is that, again, I'm gonna go back to a belly dancing. Belly dancing is actually prostitutes. They were actually prostitutes in brothels, dancing, seducing men. So what's the difference? They actually come outside with bras, a sheer skirt, and they go like this. But because I'm wearing a two-piece for carnival, it's different. How? You go to Brazil, Brazilian music has the funk, right? That's the hipper, right? But when you think about traditionally, it has the African music, and they would say it's samba, but they're pretty much naked outside. But they would sit there and say, oh, we're gonna go to Brazilian carnival, and it's not sexualized, but because we have darker skin, it's sexualized. And again, that's a system thing. We can't say that's gonna change now. That's been, again, through the islands, we think of it like if I'm darker, we get the worst treatment. If I'm lighter, we get the better treatment. And that's everywhere. It's not just here.
Another question I want to ask you, how do you feel about in the Caribbean, in their music videos, they usually pick a lighter skinned female than the darker skinned natural female of the land in a music video? I always see them with a foreign woman in their videos.
Right.
Like, do you feel that those artists are also discriminating on their own black women?
Of course, because like I said, the colorism is not only here. Because you have racism here, but we have colorism within ourselves. Because again, now we're going to the islands, or we're going to a country that's already is majority is black people. It's not a mix of white people and things like that. So now it becomes a color thing because again, when you have the colonizers coming in, the lighter got better treatment, and the darker, that's why people bleach. You understand?
It's crazy, yo.
It's crazy for sure.
But when they bleach their skin, they still get the same nigga treatment. I don't understand that.
Yeah, but not when they come here. They'll think you may go places.
Oh, yeah, think they're gonna get better treatment here.
Some the girls will.
You said dip.
The girls
nigga.
will. The girls will.
You just dipped in vanilla.
Yeah.
You're still a nigga. Nigga, you just.
But some people will. When you go to the South, lighter people are gonna get better treatment. They're gonna get better treatment. It is just what it is. Because
their attitude is better. No, I'm playing.
I mean, it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be, but they become more privileged. They have the privileged attitude. I'm this, and it comes out in people without knowing. They won't say that. They won't realize what they're saying until it's said, or they're in a situation where it's like, wow, oh, because you think you're lighter, you're better than me. I don't think people think about, oh, if I'm lighter, I'm better. I think it just comes out unconsciously, like, oh, because I'm this way or I have straight hair. Like, A lot of people I know have beautiful hair and they're straightening their hair. And it's like, why are you doing that? Why you just don't try it the natural way? Look at guys. Guys grow their hair.
Yeah.
They don't bother with what the hell is happening.
True.
And their hair grows. Untouched.
No lie, Cece, I said the same thing to a lot of my black women and I got like disrespected. And I was saying, a lot of y'all women are going bald from a young age of bad hair because your mother teach you bad hair routines because they try to fit the white stereotype or the white beauty standard.
Right.
I mean, that's what I meant to say.
Right.
And they're putting all kind of chemicals in their child hair. The daughter's hair versus the boys. The boys, they just grease and a comb and that's it. And their hair just grow. If it's the same thing for the girl, their hair will grow too.
Of course.
So that's my issue. So that have a daughter come up with a complex. They're not beautiful because they gotta put somebody else's hair on their hair to feel beautiful, which is a complex that usually come from the home.
Well, you know? Yeah, it has to start from home. I think it's levels to that as well. Are we passing? There's levels to that as well. Again, it depends on who you're around and if they instill that. Yes, a lot of women I know instill that because that's the way their hair is like that too. So you pass it down, right? That's just a generational thing. But then you can have the child become an adult or get older and want to know their own style and say, oh, I'm going to start growing their hair natural. So again, with this generation, a lot of children are doing their own thing and how they want to do it. But then also we have social media where it makes people like say, this is what you're supposed to look like and this is what you're supposed to do because this is the only way you're going to get money.
So another question, I'm going to wrap this up real quick, but I got a question for you. Now, here's the thing that a lot of people always play victim mentality in America. Black women, black men, we play victim mentality, right? Being that you travel the world, basically travel the world, you travel the states. Do you feel that a white man can dictate your success as a black entrepreneur?
Again, that is not a direct. A white man can't just dictate, like generally dictate, especially now. Like, nobody's doing that. But systematically, because that's already been instilled in America, there are laws and rules of how black people get money or what their boundaries are. So it's a little different or a little harder. I don't think, like right now, no man or any white man could come say, oh, this is what you can't do. There are certain laws and rules, again, from way back when, centuries ago, that are in there and things are changing now. But I don't think they could now, like you said, personally dictate what I can do or how I can make money. I think more is like everybody's involved in with social media. Again, I think social media is just a quicker way for everybody to be in your fucking business. But with that being said, it's so much people that could say so much things. So they're more dictating how you feel and what you could do with your stuff. Because you have so much different outlets now. You can't it can't stop you from making money. It's too much outlets for you to say, oh, I can't make money. That just sounds wild. You just have to know how to go about it. And you have to know certain people. It's still a thing where you do have to know people to know things or get what you want. Because depending on what you're trying to do, there's definitely certain restrictions to certain things.
Got you.
Yeah.
So last question I want to ask you. I think the fellas out there want to know this question about you, man, Cece. You know what I'm saying? Because some people might consider you, you know what I'm saying, an empress, which you are. But some might consider you a sex icon.
I don't know about that.
Which you are. No. And some might want to ask this question, but they're scared to ask you. So are you single, Cece?
Definitely.
All right. So if the right man approaches you, would you give him a shot, or are you just too busy with your career? Please don't say that. Don't say you're too busy.
I would never say that.
Thank God. It's hope.
No. I would never say that because I've been busy since when I started working and I got my first job. I was like 16. I've always been busy. And then I would be partying, and then I would work another job. And then you will find time. You may not find as much time, but you'll find time for someone. Again, it may not be as much time, but once you and a person get together and you start knowing that person's schedule or that person knows my schedule and there's some trust, but the thing is, that ain't gonna work because every guy that has gone further with me, they would be the most confident person ever. And again, they know exactly what I do, right? They're meeting me, or maybe not, but they're meeting me based off what I'm saying to them, what I'm doing. I'm out of here, or I'm around these people. They may not know the extent of, oh, I know 1,000 guys, or I actually know all these DJs. But then it could say a couple months in, when I start traveling or I'm with artists, the jealousy kicks in, the insecurities kick in. And I could be the communicative one. And the thing is, I don't have to be, but say I'm communicating with you and trying to understand where you're coming from, because as a woman, to a man, you want to be there. You want them to understand, and you don't want them to feel insecure. I want you to trust me, but you're supposed to be reciprocating that shit back to me. You're not supposed to be making me feel like I'm shit when I know I ain't doing shit. And a lot of them just lose their heads, or they get too comfortable. And then they forget who I am. And then I'm like, okay, well, I guess that's on you.
You know what, Cece? I gotta be real with you, man. As a straight heterosexual man, look, where my camera at? Right here? Is my camera? Listen, man.
Fuck, I didn't realize it was gonna. Here you go.
As a straight man who love women, 100% women, when they go on your Instagram and you looking good up there, shiny thighs, and you just up there glistening like an NBA statue. I'm like, damn, NBA trophy on me. I'm like, damn, she glistening, thighs are shaking, she just popping it. And I'm like, yo, that was my girl. I have a heart attack. Because in your comment section,
I don't know.
It's so, that nigga who like you read them comments. What? And it's a bunch of, yo, I'll drink your bath water, queen. He said anything, and girls usually fall for that. So what I'm saying to you, man, you looking really good on Instagram, doing what you're doing, and to get a conservative man, he gonna have a hard time dealing with that. No. So, and don't get no liberal man, because they fall lost. Yeah. You want a man that's gonna be a protector, right, and hold you down. But it's kind of hard for a man to hold you down if you out there, you just throwing it back in slow motion.
Right, and I get, no, the thing is, I get that. I'm mad he's doing all these moves.
Yeah, because she be in a circle, just wandering in a whole circle. I mean, that's skills.
I get it, and I understand that. But again, you're supposed to know me as a person. Again, we were just talking, about different girls and the biasness of, how people perceive girls. Y'all know I'm not that type of girl. So for when I let a guy in, and if I let you in and I'm sitting here, you don't know what I go through relationships. I'm usually the freaking guy and they're the girl.
One more question I'm gonna ask you. Remember that song, Make Me Wet?
Yeah.
Make me water. Make me lose my breath. Give me water. That song go. That song, that challenge, you did it before?
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
Do you watch yourself when you did that challenge?
No.
That's the point.
Yeah, but I don't like watching myself.
Men like this, what? Nigga saw slaughter by accident. What the fuck?
Yeah, but I don't see. I don't watch myself.
You can't do that with a man, man.
But you knew what you signed up for when you met me.
I get that, but Cece, you understand? You can't be doing that. Make me.
Okay, so right. You can't do that
with a man. Can y'all put us back there?
But hold on. The guy should be able to communicate that with me. If he communicates that with me, then I can set boundaries for myself. So I know if I do something that he doesn't like,
got you,
then we will have a problem. Just like if I say something I don't like, you shouldn't be doing it, because that's going to create a problem. Guys don't do that because of their ego and pride, right? So I'm like, okay, well.
So if he says, listen, Cece, listen, I love you. We're going to take, I got the bag. You know what I'm saying? I want you to be my wife, but you can't do that. Make me water.
This nigga's gonna make me water.
Are you gonna still make the water?
No, I'm not gonna make the water. I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna create different outlets to still do what I do, which I do. I have different outlets to do what I do. So if you speak to me and you say this is what it is, it's not like I'm making money or just off this. I do classes that you don't see any of my classes.
Facts.
I do hostings. Y'all don't see none of my hostings, Facts. Right? But also, we know women sex sell, right? So if I put up something, guess what? Guys tell the girls tell the guy, girls like me. So girls go tell girls. It is what it is, but it's not happening every day. Absolutely. And then again, if you're with me, you shouldn't be worried about shit that's happening there because you know you with me.
Got you.
That's your fault. not your fault, but guys, that's your fault on
So-
my part.
So people out there, man. First of all,
He's-
Cece, thank you for coming
change
through.
it to a
And I
whole
want
different
you. What you said?
Just change it to a whole different topic.
No, it's still later because I'm saying it make you water, it make you lose your breath. Call me daughter. So right, so what I'm saying to you, right? Everybody, thank y'all for even tuning in. And listen, man, Cece, thank you, number one, for even showing up today. For showing up today, man. Thank you, man. And get them your Instagram so they could DM you.
Oh my gosh.
So
Don't
I
DM me.
so I can get them your Instagram so I could DM you to see if you yeah, go ahead. Yeah, Instagram, go ahead.
Don't DM me, but Instagram at Empress Cece. So at EMPRESSCECE is the same thing on YouTube, Facebook, and for TikTok it's the official Empress CEC.
Oh, into the mic. Say that one more time.
Oh, I gotta say it into the mic. Y'all
Yeah.
hear me? Okay, I gotta do a soft voice like her, because like she said. It's Instagram, IG at Empress CECE. Same thing for YouTube, Facebook, and for TikTok is the official Empress CECE. And if you are interested in classes, danceanddrip.eventbrite.com. Those are the Brooklyn classes. Philly, New Jersey, Atlanta, Poland, London will be back this year. So I hope I see you guys.
Yeah, and y'all want to find my OnlyFans, what you got to do is you got to press down, left, right, A, B, select, start. And when that happens, you get 30 lives. And when that 30 lives comes, don't kill my partner and take his life. You know, I'm out. All right. Later, y'all.